straight. All right.
Looks
All right, wait, Steve. Saquon Jones with the Boxing Voice. How you doing today?
Good. How are you, brother?
All right. How does it feel that this is right over the hump now? You know, you get a lot of heat for arrows and for all of the fights you don't make. Are you pumping your chest out for the fights you did get done?
I mean, look, the time to pump out the chest is after the event is done. There's still a lot of work to be done. I mean, obviously, we're thrilled this came together. Thrilled for the sport of boxing, thrilled for these two young fighters. But you know, the work's not over yet. You know, there's a lot to do, a lot of work to do to make this event that as big as it should be, and to give it the shine that it should be. So, you know, still a lot of work to do, still other fights to make.
And one more question: as fight fans, we always get nervous that the fight doesn't happen, and today, Tank not being there. Any way you can assure us that we don't have anything to worry about? Our stomachs were like, what's going on?
I know. I don't know where the narrative is coming from, quite honestly. Look, I've been real confident ever since the guys reached an agreement in principle back in the fall that we would be here. You know, and I know where we're going to be on April 22nd. You know, a little bit of oversleeping and some, punctuality issues with Tank. But that has nothing to do with the fight. You know, tickets on sale tomorrow. Like, these guys, as hard as they fought to make this fight, nothing's getting in their way at this point. You know, this fight is on 100%.
Steven, I remember in a previous interview, and I hope I'm quoting it correctly, but you said that you want to use this fight as somewhat of a social media guinea pig, something like that, to promote the fight. How successful do you think it will be from doing that?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think this, in some ways, this is the first social media promotion. And not that we haven't used social media promotion before, and not that others haven't. But the reality is, these are two guys of the social media generation and two guys with some of the biggest social media reach. So, this is, more about meeting the fans where they are, and their fans in particular where they are, as opposed to, maybe more traditional ways of advertising and marketing a fight. So I think you'll see the marketing and the promotion tailored a little bit more to reach their fans than maybe, some other fights that we may do.
Is that one of the metrics now used in new promotion?
It is. I mean, certainly, look, that's we wouldn't be in business with Jake Paul if not for social media, So it's not important necessarily in itself, but it is an indicator on how passionate people are about you, and how much you can make people care about you. And that's one part of building a fan base and doing business in this sport, is making people care what you're doing.
Last question for you. Have to ask you, man. Spence, Errol, it's really annoying at this point, man, I'm sure. But I believe it was you that said that as long as both of them are still fighting, you're not going to give up or anything like that. So is it true that both guys are kind of negotiating over the phone, or there's kind of BS?
I don't want to get too much into it because, like I've said, I think that a lot of times, too much of the public display of negotiation is actually an obstacle. But look, the negotiations have never really stopped. I mean, they took a pause. There's the Avanesian fight for Crawford. Spence is focusing on another fight before he got hurt. So there's still conversations ongoing. And until, one of the guys says, it's over or I'm done fighting or whatever, I don't think anybody's given up at this point.
I actually want to follow that up. Do you believe that Gervonta versus Ryan can actually kind of push those guys and say, not to necessarily say that they're taking like the limelight, but like, damn, like those guys were on two different networks and two different sides of the street, quote unquote. They made it happen. It's going to be a mega fight. You think that'll kind of push them in the right direction?
I see what you're saying, but I'm not sure that there's really like any of that necessary. I know for a fact that Spence wants this fight very, very badly. And I believe Terrence when he says that he wants it very badly as well. So I think really what it is, it's sort of a disconnect on, certain expectations around the business. It's not about, platforms. It's not about, things like, those kind of obstacles. It's about, what is the deal and what are the deal details that work for both sides. And we just haven't been able to all get on the same page. So, look, I think the solution to that is just more time and more hard work. And you keep grinding away and trying to reach a middle ground where everybody's happy or at least similarly unhappy.
Gotcha. Thank you. Appreciate it.